Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's coffee chat. Today, what I have on my mind, well, besides all that snow we've been having, whew, so crazy for this part of the world. But anyways, what I have on my mind related to nutrition today is meals. Yeah, meals. You know, I have to say that sometimes it seems really crazy that I went to university for 8 years to give the advice of eat meals. But that is the reality of today. It is so abnormal to actually eat meals that it's something that I want to share with you today. It's worth doing a coffee chat about. Because today, the reality is that people are, maybe you drink a smoothie in the car as you're driving to work, or maybe you've stopped through and had a breakfast sandwich that you're chomping on as you're driving on the way to the office. For lunch, you're probably working away and just grabbing a bite, whether it's at a lunchtime or just kind of grazing, nibbling all day long. And then you come home and the kids are sitting at a bar stool and you're standing up in the kitchen fussing around and taking bites. It's rare nowadays to actually sit down and eat a meal. And yet it's so important for our nutrition. So what I recommend, if that's you, if you recognized yourself in those descriptions, hey, first of all, you're not alone. And here's how to make the change. Focus on one meal at a time. For example, maybe you choose lunch. And so block in your calendar 10 minutes so that you don't get booked into meetings, and then actually get up from your desk and go to the staff room and sit down and eat a meal. I've heard, and I don't have the research at my fingertips here, but I have heard that people are more productive. They actually take lunch. So taking lunch is actually more productive. So do it. So you start at lunch that way, you do it every day until it becomes a regular routine, and then move on to the next meal. Maybe you choose breakfast then, maybe you choose dinner. Whatever meal you start with one, gain success at that one, and then build on that success with other meals in the day. But why? Why do I care whether you're eating meals or not? For so many reasons, really so many reasons. First, let me talk about the reasons, the impact it has on our kids and their nutrition. Do you recognize yourself in that description I shared earlier? Your kids are perched up on the stools, at the bench, at the countertop, the island, and you're telling them, eat your dinner, while you're standing in the kitchen cooking or doing dishes, maybe grabbing a bite here and there. Let's step back from that situation for a moment and look at it. Your words might be saying, eat, it's time to eat. But what are your actions doing? Your actions are saying it's a time to be up and around, jumping out of your seat, doing stuff. And as the saying goes, actions are stronger than words. So it's less efficient to do it that way. It's more efficient to sit down and eat with your kids. Whether they'll eat better, and then we also see so much interesting research around the other benefits for kids. They do better in school when people eat together. They are less likely to get involved in drugs. They are exposed to much broader language. All sorts of benefits that come from eating a meal together. And if you're a two-parent household, you don't both have to be there. I work with a lot of families where the schedules just don't create that. Maybe one person has a longer commute, one person maybe works night shifts or different shifts. And so what's important is that one adult sits and eats with the kids. That's a great way to improve kids' nutrition. But what about ourselves? If we don't have kids or our own nutrition, why is eating meals important? Again, so many reasons. The first is related to digestion. Digestion, yeah. I really think it's no surprise that there's this coincidence, I don't think so, that we really don't eat meals anymore in our culture. And at the same time, there's this explosion of digestive issues, sensitivities, IBS, irritable bowel. All these things are, I think, going together. Because when we're in a state of heightened stress, our hormones are different and we just can't digest food as well. The hormones are changing and the stress hormones are going, which don't lead to the same as the digestive hormones. The blood is shifted to different parts of the body, not our digestive tract. So we just don't absorb and digest the food as well when we're still in an active stress situation versus if we sit down to eat. Also, when we are multitasking while eating, we're not usually chewing our food as well. And chewing is the first step of digestion. And it's so important for having less irritable bowel, less gas, less bloating later on, and actually being able to absorb the nutrition from the food we're eating. And then the other situation is related to weight loss as well. So often when I'm working with my clients who come to me for help with creating a healthy weight for themselves, one of the questions that so often I find interesting responses to is I ask them, how often do you tune in to when you're eating? And almost always they circle like never or rarely. And that's a problem. It's a problem because not only the digestive concerns, but if we're distracted, how do we notice if we're satiated or if we're eating past the point of that? Our bodies tell us when we're hungry and when we're satisfied, but if we're distracted, we can't pay attention to that. Also, when we're eating fast, because we're distracted, we're just gulping it down, our taste buds don't have the same opportunity to be stimulated by the food being present in our mouths. And so we want more and more and more food to get that. Where if it was in our mouths long enough to chew it, we would get the pleasure from it, but also the stimulus to then tell us to eat less, that we're satisfied, we've received food. When we're eating faster, more has gone by before we get that satiation notice. And then also some of the feeling of satisfied is a bit delayed. Yeah, some people have heard it takes 20 minutes. I don't know that it's exactly 20 minutes, but yeah, it's in that ballpark. It's a bit of a delayed response. So if we just keep blazing through distractedly eating past that, then that's how we eat till we're overfull. Where if we're paying attention, we slow down, we chew the food well, we're going to eat less before we notice that we're satisfied. Such an important tip for maintaining a healthy weight. So meals, those are just a few of the reasons that I wanted to cover today of why I care about eating meals. Eat 3 meals a day for your digestive health, from a healthy weight maintenance point of view, and if you've got kids, so that you're role modeling and helping them be good eaters. That's what's on my mind today. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you back here next week. And if you loved this video today, you liked it, please let me know and hit the like button below. Are you working on incorporating more meals, eating meals in your life? I'd love to hear the strategies that you're using. Share those below. I'm sure other people could be, get ideas from you. Share that in the comment box below.